Hey there! This is Wally Wobblehead! So thanks for, that's all the yelling I'm going to do. One of the comments that I received yesterday was, why are you yelling? The reason was to potentially get some attention. And I always listen when people yelled at me. So that's why I was yelling. Jenny Fisher asked me why I was yelling. So, the goal of this 2 o'clock live video chat is to talk about diet, nutrition, how it can benefit you. So 5 minutes out of your life where perhaps you might find some benefit. Think about what it is that you're eating. Maybe improve yourself a little bit, improve the people that you care about, and see where it takes you. So it's only 5 minutes. See what happens. Yesterday, at the end of the session, we'll call it, I asked what you had to eat. A couple people did reply, Sassy and Liz. Thank you for commenting. They brought up Bagel Bites, an interesting memory back from singing that song. If anybody can find it on YouTube, the Bagel Bites theme song, please post it. It's kind of a funny thing. And then Rose from Stockton posted about having a tomato sandwich. So one of the things that I kind of wanted to talk about was a term that I'm coining. I don't know if it's even out there, so someone else may have coined it, called what I'm calling dietary infrastructure. So it's the way that we go about procuring food and then preparing it and then eventually eating it. Right now, it's difficult to find a bunch of healthy foods at most of the locations that we're used to going to. Certain grocery stores and more higher-end food chains are starting to carry more and more healthy stuff. Even then, I think a lot of people are misinformed about the quantity of some of the foods that these, so even though it's a healthy food, you still can't eat, 20 times the recommended daily allowance and expect to improve your quality of life, which at the end of the day is what, the goal of this session is to talk about how, by eating well, the quality of life that you have can be improved. Right. So, how do we do that? So the dietary infrastructure, right. All right. So, dietary infrastructure. The grocery store that we go to, Rose had a tomato sandwich. Sure was delicious. Who doesn't love tomatoes this time of the year, especially in New Jersey? They're spectacular, all over the world for that matter. Why a sandwich? I think that it's so easy. This is kind of shedding a little bit of light into the dietary infrastructure thing. It's so easy just to go out to the store and for 99 cents get a loaf of bread, or you live it up and for $3.50 you get some whole grain bread, or you really go crazy and get some sprouted Ezekiel, which is just living on the edge. But at the end of the day, it's still refined food. I'm a firm believer that you're better off getting the nutrition from the whole food rather than the unrefined food, rather than anything in flour, no matter if the flour is made out of gemstones or rice, for that matter. But it's difficult to come about. It takes time. You don't go into the grocery store and see a display with a bunch of different cooked grains. You see a bunch of different kinds of breads. You see a bunch of different processed meats. But I think that's all about to change. And, that's kind of just the thought that I wanted to leave you with today, that maybe it's not as much our fault with regards to how it is that we eat. It's just that the road hasn't been paved yet, or it's kind of rocky. So the infrastructure is a little shoddy at this point. but it's getting better. People are starting to understand it. My question for the day, and this is all I've got, kind of just something to think about, is what sort of refined foods did you eat today, right? So just to get you thinking about this sort of thing, any bread, no matter how good or how high quality or how expensive it is refined. Pizza, as delicious as it is, any sort of cookie or cake, anything with any kind of flour, no matter if it's gluten-free or what. So just think about that. Sugar, refined sugars. Why not replace regular, table sugar with, honey or molasses? Agave nectar has recently got a bad rap because it's pretty high. I know they're calling it a natural high fructose corn syrup, but anyhow, just think about it. So if you can, if you feel like it, post what sort of refined stuff you ate and how you might think about maybe not doing it mañana. Anyhow, that's me, Wally Wobblehead, and we're out.